What's up everybody, it's Poke here, and today I am back with another shiny collection update video. That's right, another 50 shiny Pokemon have been added to my collection, bringing the total now to 550. So here's a small look at those last ones. If you want to see the other 500 shinies, the playlist for this series will be linked down in the description. But without further ado, let's jump into the first game, Pokemon Shield. First out of only two is Clefable, which I got when I had the kick to do some Dynamax adventures due to some conversations on Discord. And the other is Cursula, which I started hatching Masuda Method eggs for on stream back before ZA released and finished on my own. The hunt totaled only 155 eggs, thankfully shorter than most of my other Masuda Method hunts. After not appearing in the last several videos of this series, we have a surprise return of my second Omega Ruby playthrough. Though the only one here is the Zigzagoon. I caught it when participating in a shiny hunting event on the Small Poketuber Club, which I talked about in my previous video. The event had us trying to catch as many shinies as possible within 2 days, so I decided to have Omega Ruby as some extra shiny attempts alongside my Scarlet save file, which I actually wanted some Pokemon out of. The Scarlet save file I just mentioned is also our next game, so let's jump to it. Now, the Pokemon I wanted from here are all version exclusives, otherwise I would have gotten them from my main Violet save. That included 2 regular Pokemon and most past Paradox Pokemon, but having a sandwich that's different for almost every Pokemon I wanted, I got some Pokemon that I wasn't targeting, both before getting each sandwich's target and after in an attempt to not waste it. I'm gonna go over these pretty quickly as most of them I just caught with a sandwich during the event, then just left. That's true for Mankey, Primeape, Geodude, and Dratini. The same can be said about Jumpluff or Slacking, that were simply randomly found while I was trying to complete this game's Pokedex. A couple more non-targets from the event, Honchkrow, and the entire Gibble line. Scrafty is the last Pokemon I found randomly while completing the Pokedex. The 2 Zwilius and 2 Hydreigon were found as part of the event, but were actually on my list of targets. Well, one of them, at least. I would have kept one as a dino if not for the fact that only the first was caught as a dino and I evolved it before catching the rest. Stonjourner was the other non-Paradox target I had for the event, and thankfully I only got one, although it did take multiple sandwiches. Pomo was not only not a target of mine, I didn't even have a sandwich on when I found it. I was simply surveying the area of another Pokemon before making a sandwich for it, and Pomo was in my way. Great Tusk, Brute Bonnet, and Slitherwing were all targets from the event. Sandy Shocks is the one Pokemon I had on my shiny wishlist for this game that I couldn't get during the club's event. I only found it in my next stream 2 weeks later. It's also the 550th Pokemon in the collection, the one caught the latest out of all Pokemon in this video. Baxcalibur is the only non-target I got in the event that's fully evolved. It was never in my wishlist as I think its shiny is pretty weak, but it was almost the only dragon type in the game I didn't have shiny yet. Finally, Roaring Moon closes off the list of past Paradox Pokemon I wanted. It's kind of funny, with the event and the stream after it, I managed to both start and finish the list of shinies I wanted out of Scarlet, though that also means that I'm probably not going to touch Scarlet and Violet again unless I play them. Legend ZA came out too recently to have had any shinies in the previous video, but by now I've gotten quite a few. I'm actually almost done with its wish list, so let's take a look at them. First is Kadabra, which I found randomly in a hyperspace distortion during a stream. Turns out I then completely forgot about it, as I didn't have it as part of the shiny reaction clip thread I made for that stream. Weeping Bell was found as a Bellsprout, also a random encounter, though just in the overworld. I got a shiny Slowpoke after getting all 6 shinies from this line, both Cantonian and Galarian, in Pokemon Violet. I decided to evolve it into a Slowbro to avoid needing a trade. This Scizor was part of a group of both Scyther and Scizor, which I was trying to fight while they were attacking me, so my panicked mind registered as just another Scyther. Only after moving away slightly, it ran right towards me, which was when I noticed I was near a shiny the whole time. I found this Houndour in one stream, then these Houndour and Houndoom in the next, along with an extra Houndour. But at this point, I have 2 shinies from each Pokemon in the line, so I just stuck the last one in the TMS box. Both Roselia and Bradou spawned as a Bradou when I was trying to reset a group of Emolga to get a shiny before I managed to get the DLC. I found the first one immediately, and the next one only when I went live the next day. I have yet to find a shiny Emolga. Watchog is the first Pokemon I actually wanted shiny from ZA, both in this video and the first one I managed to get, using a level 2 Sparkling Power Donut. Liepard was another Pokemon on my wishlist, which I also got with a level 2 Sparkling Donut. Singapore brings us back to the random encounters, this time on the last Pokemon Day stream. Pretty much all that's special about it though. Scarlet has such a good shiny, and I wanted it for a long time. Good thing I was able to guarantee one by finding it in a poison type distortion and using a level 3 bug type Sparkling Donut. While working on my live index for the game on stream, I found a place I could sneak on spawning Fennekin, which would flee if they saw me. After getting the Fennekin I needed for the dex, I kept crouching in the same place as I looked up where to get the next Pokemon, and that's when I heard the shiny sound play. This is also the first shiny I got in ZA, barring the guaranteed shiny Mareep I played with. I could never understand why Talonflame's shiny is bad. I mean, you can tell it's shiny, but just barely. Anyways, like for many other players, one of the fleshlings spawning on the lampposts in the game ended up shiny. For some reason, I always struggled finding the legendary Pokemon in their distortions. This shiny Pancham appeared as I was running frantically looking for Keldeo. Furfrou was another random encounter, found while I was playing with the game muted, so I didn't hear the shiny sound. It was also hidden by some vegetation, so I only saw it when I was right next to it. Aegislash was another Pokemon I've wanted for a long time. I was finally able to get one using a level 2 Sparkling Donut. Aromatisse, as ridiculous as the Pokemon design itself is, has a really nice shiny. So I went into a distortion with a level 2 Sparkling Donut and thankfully didn't get any of the other fairies. Heliolisk was another Pokemon I was unable to hunt until ZA and was able to grab with another level 2 Sparkling Donut. Another great shiny, another success with a level 2 Donut. After doing many encounters for Nickit in a stream, getting the 3 shinies from the Houndoom line made it so that I couldn't get almost any encounters before needing to reset the game, so I let them go. A stream later, I went into another distortion with Nickit and found a shiny one right in front of the entrance. Graplocked, another excellent shiny that Sword and Shield's abysmal shiny hunting options prevented me from getting until recently, but now with a level 1 Sparkling Power Donut, it's mine. And finally, Cyclozar, a Pokemon that was on my shiny hunting list back in Scarlet and Violet where I already got one, but ZA wanted to give me another when resetting for the Heliolisk. And another at Drampa. That one is already in TMS. And that's it! Those are the next 50 shiny Pokemon that I got in the main series games. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more Pokemon content. If you want to see the rest of my shinies, like I said, there is a playlist containing all of these videos starting at 100 and continuing every 50. The link is in the description and up on the end cards. The description also has a link to an up-to-date spreadsheet where I keep my collection organized. You can check that out if you want to as well. If you have subscribed, make sure to follow me on Twitter and or Blue Sky with the links down in the description for updates on the channel and my life in general. I post it whenever I upload a video, before I go live, and whenever I get a shiny Pokemon, so they really are the best places to get updated. And with that being said, that's all I have for today, so thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later.